Alright guys, welcome back. Here we are again. In order to get my hatch to close down straight down for both of the hatches, I'm going to add 2 of the slam latches to each hatch, a couple more clips so it clips down with the same seal. Works well, like a little EPO type rubber gasket you can get from any Home Depot type shop, you know. I'm in France, so it's not Home Depot, but you know what I mean. So I've marked out a line here. I've scribed a line, put some tape, scribed it with a knife. Now, I could carry on with the knife and keep scoring and scoring, but I bought myself a little set of cutter ends for the Dremel. So I'm gonna have a go now, just slowly going through the carbon layer, and then I've got to come in from the back side here and just score away, leaving enough so I can gradually go down to where I want the hatch. I don't want to go too low because the top of the drives are kind of here. I'm going to chuck on the old mask. Let's see how we do, eh? Okay guys, well, it's a little bit aggressive to be honest, so I'm going to probably change discs and put on a more of a grinder type disc. This is probably more for wood, but I thought I'd have a go. I'll change discs and probably get it done, and I'll give you a shot after when it's done. All right. Okay guys, so here we are. I've got this kind of where I want it. Bit of sanding, bit of messing about, cutting, trimming, you know the deal. And now we're just going to get on with a bit of hatch making. All right, see you in a bit. Here we are. I'm going to change these hatches a little bit. I'm going to cut this lip off, and I'm going to extend the hatch, getting rid of that section I had at the back that was annoying to sort of seal. I mean, it's sealed, but I'm going to put another 2 of these handles at the back somewhere and have the hatch longer and clip down with 4 of those slam latches, but in plastic, a bit lighter. These don't weigh anything. But so I'm just going to basically make a bit of carbon in and foam, make it look lovely jubbly. So I'm just going to use a fen tool, and I'm going to put another layer of carbon on the bottom, and that will be solid. I'll give you a little shot of me doing this, shall we? Eh? Very interesting. Well, it's not really, is it? Eh? It's all got to be filmed. Got to film it all. Mask on, look, guys. PPE, bit of peeps. Yeah, carbon fibre, and here we go. I kind of clipped through that one a bit. You don't want to be watching all that, do you? But there it is. Got the lip off. I'm going to try and keep this on here, but if I need be, I'll get rid of it. Get some new stuff. I think it's called EPO. It's good stuff actually. It's grippy. When I mould this board, they're going to be easier to mould without all the lip. A good old sand, get these smooth and lovely, and I'll show you a bit of that once I'm done. All right. Okay guys, quick shot of the extension piece I've just added on there. Stuck that on with some black super glue, and then from the other side I will build that up with another piece to get me that same profile and a bit of shape in, and I'll go from there and get it fitting on that hatch on the board. Carbon fibre goodness, oh yeah. Okay guys, I'm back here. I've done a little bit on the hatch. I've got the shape I'm kind of wanting. I've done the inner holes, cut those, carbon those first inside just so that they're done. Sometimes you have to do things in steps, so I didn't film any of that because it's a bit boring, a bit long-winded. But I've got a piece of carbon cut for the top. All I'm trying to do is bake the shape in. So 1 layer on the top here for now. I'll probably go a whole layer over the top again, but we'll see. I might just do 1 on here because there's not a lot going on. Underneath will be more important. So I want to remove this board eventually here so I can get to the bottom of the hatch and do some work here. This is like a non-stick kind of film you buy in the supermarket. Very good. Any resin gets on there, it just wipes, you know, let it dry, it just comes off easy. I've got some resin mixed, 1:1 mine is. Whatever resin you get, read the instructions obviously. Give it a good old mix, get round the edges. It says 5 minutes, you know, roughly about that should be good. Just make sure that she's well mixed up, all sorts, just around those edges there. Get it right in and just scoopy scoop around. Keep that going like that. Old cruddy brush. It's new, but you know, cheap brush. These are good as well, guys. Got to recommend that. The wheel cutters for doing your cutting of your matting carbon. It's the first time I've used one, but you get a nice cut and it's a one stroke thing, you know, rather than holding with the scissors and strands going everywhere. This keeps the strands kind of reasonable. So now I've got the carbon, I've put a little bit of tape very on the edge, so I haven't got a lot to play with on the width. I'm just going to start to slop on a bit here. Shouldn't take too long. But I hope you're doing well, guys, and if you've enjoyed this video so far, just give us a thumbs up, it really helps. If you're really fancying subscribing, that'd be even better. It's free, obviously, to subscribe, guys. You know, nothing to pay. Just hitting the button, hit the button. We like the button being hit. You know, the channel's taking its time. I mean, I know some of the videos aren't the most interesting in the world, but it's really kind of going on and on. I'm not getting many subscribers, and it's no big deal. I mean, I'm doing this for a bit of fun, you know, and hopefully, guys, you get something out of it. A little bit of resin on first. Give myself a little layer, something for this carbon just to adhere to. I'm just going to go down into these little pits here. This is kind of where I don't want to go more than that at the minute. All around the hole. It's important that makes good contact around this hole here because it's done in 2 stages. So I'm going to reinforce those from underneath a little bit. Another layer on under there. Same with the edges, just get nicely up. I don't want it dripping everywhere, so we'll just get it so it can stick to something. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with the shape. I've got to do a little bit more work now on the other hatch as well. 2 more holes on that hatch and the carbon inside the board. What you've seen already in there, it's all got to be tarted a little bit more and then carbon. I can basically get on and put these drives in, which is really where I'm trying to get to here. Put the new stuff in, drill the holes through the board, and you know, get those drives fitting nice, and check all the gaskets out, make sure they're all going to basically do what I want. So yeah, always wet your part with carbon, or with resin, sorry, first. Wet down the part. So that's got a nice little layer. We can work with that, guys, can't we? We can work with that. Before it dries right up, I'll trim the piece of carbon where I want it along this ridge line here, and I'll pull it off while it's still, you know, tacky-ish. So now the main point here is just getting this, just got a little bit of over on each side here. Probably more this side, yeah. This is quite nice carbon, actually. It's got some nicer weave grain, if you know what I mean. It's got a better weave to it than the other one. That's good. See, if you don't give yourself enough overhang, it can get a little bit dodgy. Now with my fingies, just go in, give that a little bit of a pressure down everywhere, get it shaped. You're not going to get any resin on your fingers doing this. It's just got to penetrate right through. So it takes the shape very well, carbon. You can kind of bend it a little bit more, I feel, than fiberglass matting. So now we're on here, and then we go in for the main slop. Always go past your edges, guys, with the resin. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. It's important when you're trimming. This is a bit cold today, so resin always likes a little bit of warmth, a little bit like paint, really. In a warmer day, it's a bit thinner, a bit runnier. But basically just work it, baby. You know, work it, baby. So this will be good because this will join up those 2 parts now, you know, in a solid way. I won't have to worry anymore about it kind of cracking or breaking off or whatever. This is 200 gram carbon, by the way. It actually feels thicker. I think the weave of it might be a little bit heavier than 200 even. They said 200 gram, but the weave kind of feels to me, it makes it seem thicker to me anyway, so we'll see. But yeah, dobbing and slopping, you know, you don't have to go too crazy. It's just so it's sinking in. Pick out any crud that you see, if there is. And again, this will all sand back if I want, and you don't want to flood the matting. So we start pulling our resin over. You just want it sort of soaked in. And you'll see that because you'll still see the weave. So eventually, once you've had a little sand over the top, you can come in with a little coat again, just to give it that shine and to fill it, fill up all the weave that you can see. So basically, this is kind of it. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I guess I just wanted to talk for a bit to you guys. You know what I mean? Make sure you're all right. Make sure we're all good here in our lives. We should be getting there now. This was something I just wanted to do for a long time. It was so annoying me that I had that extra piece that had a different seal and I had to keep taking it out. Every time I wanted to check the drives, it was all had to come off, and yeah, just annoying. So there I am. I've gone over everywhere. I'm going to go a little bit more over there. Being a slightly thicker weave, it does it takes a minute, for the resin to sink in. Just take your time, guys. Still got good overhang, and there we are. It's on. I'll keep dobbing, and if this is it for the video, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. Revamping this board. Check out the other videos, my build series videos. That'll get you up to speed with where I started with this creation. We're getting there. Stick with me, just stay on the train, stay on the ride, because we'll be eventually in that river, and you'll be with me because I'll be filming it. That's why I say the we'll be in there. And I'll let this tack up, and as it tacks up, I'll keep dobbing, make sure we're pushed down where we want to be everywhere, make sure nothing's floating up. Just enough resin on there, Phil, to give it what I'm looking for. I've got loads left, so you always mix up more than you need, it seems, with resin. So that's nice. I've got that going. I might use this up and do a bit over there on the board. But I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take care, keep it raw, keep it real, keep it wriggling.